I have with me former Australian captain Steve Waugh. Steve, you were one of the very few people before the series who said that it won't be a whitewash like it had been happening with the last with the few visiting
Sure.
teams. What are your predictions from here on?
Oh, look, I'm predicting the unpredictable because so far no one would have believed what's happened in the first two Test matches, that Australia could win the first Test by 330 runs. Um, no one in the world would have predicted that. And again, the second Test match, Australia sort of controlling the match for a lot of it, and then India coming back, which I knew they would have. And they've got too many good players not to score runs, and obviously the world-class bowlers. So what I would say, it's been two outstanding Test matches to watch. Very hard for the batsmen. The bowlers are dominating, and I expect that to continue for the next two Test matches. I think this is, right now, the series is a 50-50 chance for both sides, and maybe the tosses will be pretty important in the last two Tests.
And what happened on the fourth day of the Test match? Kohli actually stopped short of calling Steve Smith a cheat. In fact, he has questioned his integrity. What do you have to say? Is it against the spirit of the game? Was he wrong somewhere, or was it Peter Hanscom who's wrong? What needs to be done here?
Oh, look, I think the apology needs to be made, which I think it has. Smith obviously realised that was the wrong thing to do. You can't do that, and everyone knows that. But under pressure, funny things happen in the game. Both captains, I thought the last match were both looked a bit unsettled at times because there's a lot at stake, a lot of pressure. They're expected to be the best batsman in the world. When you're not scoring runs like Virat, he's obviously wanting to do really well and get himself into the game, so he imposes himself as a captain. Smith the same, and yesterday for Australia was a huge day. I mean, if we pulled that win off yesterday, it was an incredible feat to be 2-0 up after two Test matches in India. So I just think they were so consumed with the result that sometimes they forgot what they were doing, and that was a mistake. And he's apologised, and I think we've got to move on from that.
Does it demand an action from the ICC? And secondly, we saw you on Tuesday. You were here in Varanasi, scattering some ashes from a Sydney Shiner. What do you have to say about?
VARANASI is a lifetime experience. I've always wanted to go there, but never had the chance. I really love the city. It's got a special feel about it. It's very spiritual, and to have the honour and privilege of scattering a man's ashes who was a homeless man in Sydney but did so much for other people, had no family, had a really tough life. His last wish before he died was to have his ashes scattered in the Ganges, and for me to be a part of that, I'm glad it was a celebration of his life, and it was something I could do for him.